In the name of Allah, who is the most beneficent and most merciful. I am Arij Fatma from MS Chemistry Department. Now coming towards next, I will explain about the remaining planets of the solar system. And the fifth planet is Jupiter. Jupiter is the fifth and largest planet in our solar system. This gas giant has a thick atmosphere, and Jupiter is composed mostly of gas. This enormous planet radiates twice as much heat as it absorbs from the sun. And Jupiter's gaseous surface is very windy. The light colored bands we see are called zones, the dark ones are called belts. The differences in colors are caused by slight differences in chemical composition and temperature, but the reasons are mostly unknown. The color of a region depends on its altitude, height. Jupiter has faint, dark, narrow rings composed of tiny rock fragments and dust. Flashes of lightning on Jupiter suggest that there is an extra layer of water clouds on the planet, and in comparison to Earth, the electrical discharges on Jupiter can be up to 1,000 times more powerful than lightning on Earth. And the best known circumstance on Jupiter is called the Great Red Spot, which is a storm located near the south equator. Now I will talk about the basic information of the Jupiter. Jupiter is the fifth planet from the Sun, as I told you earlier. In comparison to Earth, Jupiter's magnetic field is 14 times stronger, and Jupiter is assumed to be the oldest planet in our solar system. It is also known as the solar system's vacuum cleaner. This is because of its immense gravity and location near the inner part of our solar system. And it is covered with clouds consisting of ammonia crystals and most likely a substance which is called ammonium hydrosulfide. Now, I will talk about the atmosphere of Jupiter. Jupiter is a gaseous planet and it does not have a solid surface like Earth does, but probably has a solid rocky core which is about 10 to 15 times the mass of the Earth. When we look at Jupiter, we are seeing icy clouds of gases which moving at high speeds in the atmosphere. Jupiter's atmosphere is composed of about 90% hydrogen and 10% helium. There are only minute traces, which is about 0.77% of methane, water, ammonia, and rock dust. Now, it is the composition of Jupiter 75% hydrogen, 24% helium, and about less than 1% other trace gases, ammonia, methane, and water. Now, coming towards Saturn, which is the sixth planet from the Sun in our solar system. It is the second largest planet in our solar system. It has a beautiful rings that are made mostly of ice chunks and some rock that range in size from size of fingernail to size of car. Saturn is made mostly of hydrogen and helium gas. Saturn is visible without using a telescope, but a low power telescope is needed to see its rings. The planet has a light yellow hue due to the ammonia crystals in the upper atmosphere. So, as you get closer to the core of planet, the pressure and temperature of atmosphere increases and it is surrounded by 82 moons. While there is little possibility of life on Saturn, Saturn's moon like Titan could possibly contain life. Now, these I will talk about the basic information of Saturn. Saturn is surrounded by 82 moons, as I told you earlier, and one day on Saturn lasts 11 hours. It is a gas giant. Saturn consists of a rocky core which is surrounded by hydrogen and helium 2 gases. And it is the sixth planet from the Sun and the second largest planet in the solar system. Now, atmosphere and planetary composition. Saturn is about 97% hydrogen gas and about 3% helium gas and about 0.05% methane and ammonia. The clouds in the atmosphere are cold, thick, and uniform in shape. It is a gaseous planet with a rocky core, a liquid metallic hydrogen layer above the core, and a molecular hydrogen layer above that. The hot, heavy, rocky core has a radius possibly 3 times the radius of the Earth. Inside Saturn, first is layered atmosphere, which consists of hydrogen, helium, methane, and ammonia. Next is Next is made up of molecular hydrogen. Third is liquid metallic hydrogen. And fourth is core hot silicate rock, may be solid. Now, coming towards Titan, it may rain liquid methane, biggest moon of Saturn and second largest moon in our solar system after Jupiter's Ganymede. It is larger than the planets Mercury and Pluto. Titan has a thick, mostly nitrogen atmosphere with some methane. Now, it is the composition of Titan's atmosphere and what is the basic chemistry of Titan's atmosphere. Now, I will talk about Uranus. Uranus is the seventh planet from the Sun in our solar system. This huge ice giant is covered with clouds and is encircled by a belt of 11 rings and 22 known moons. Uranus' blue color is caused by the methane in its atmosphere, and this molecule absorbs red light. Uranus has the coldest atmosphere of any of the planets in the solar system, even though it is not the most distant from the Sun. Now, what is the basic information about Uranus? It is the seventh planet from the Sun and it orbits the Sun once every 84 years. It is a gas giant, which means that its surface is gas. The planet is often called an ice giant since at least 80% of its mass is a fluid mix of water, methane, and ammonia ice. And at last, Uranus has 27 moons. The names of these are chosen from characters in the works of Shakespeare and Alexander Pope. Now, its planetary composition atmosphere. Uranus is a frozen gaseous planet. The planet is shrouded in an icy cloudy layer, which is made up of frozen methane, ethane, and acetylene. Circling this planet at 185 mph, Uranus' icy atmosphere consists of 83% hydrogen, 15% helium, and 2% methane. The outer layers of the atmosphere are the coldest. Temperature and pressure rise under the cloudy layer, partially solid layers. Beneath the atmosphere, there is a liquid layer of hydrogen and helium. As depth increases, this layer becomes more viscous and then partly solid. As we talk about when we increase the depth, the layer becomes more viscous and then partly solid. This layer may be composed of compressed water with ammonia and methane. Now I talk about the core. Uranus has a molten rocky core about 10,500 miles, which is about 17,000 kilometer in diameter, and about 12,500 Fahrenheit, which is about 6,927 degrees Celsius. This core may have a mass 5 times greater than the mass of Earth. Now it is the composition of Uranus. Hydrogen is about 83.0%, helium 15.0%, and the lowest percentage of methane is 2.0%. Now I will talk about the planet Neptune. Neptune is the eighth planet from the Sun in our solar system, and this ice giant has a hazy atmosphere and strong winds. It is orbited by 8 moons and narrow, faint rings arranged in clumps. And Neptune's blue color is caused by methane in its atmosphere. This molecule absorbs red light because Neptune is the furthest away from the Sun and its outer atmosphere is one of the coldest places in the solar system. And Neptune has 14 known moons. From these moons, Triton is the largest and takes up more than 99.5% of the mass in orbit around Neptune. Neptune has a bright blue color. Due to the great distance from the sun, this planet is not bright enough to be seen with the naked eye. So we cannot see this planet by naked eye. The planet Neptune is named after the Roman god of the sea, and the planet has an extreme climate. The winds on Neptune are the most powerful in the entire solar system, and the Neptune is the fourth largest planet, the third most massive, and the densest planet in our solar system. Now I will talk about the atmosphere of Neptune. Neptune's thick atmosphere consists of 74% hydrogen, 25% helium, and about 1% methane. The atmosphere merges into the planet's mantle, and its atmosphere has icy clouds and enormous storms. These features change rapidly because of tremendous winds that whip around the planet. Neptune has the fastest winds in our solar system. Icy particles of methane in the outer parts of its atmosphere give Neptune its deep blue color. So, because of this reason, why Neptune is of blue color, methane absorbs red light. Outer atmosphere consist of hydrogen, helium, and methane in gas form, and the inner atmosphere consists of hydrogen, helium, and methane. Frozen layer consists of water, ammonia, and methane, and the inner core consists of solid rock and frozen water. Now, talk about the planet Pluto, which is the ninth planet of the solar system. Pluto is a dwarf planet, or we call it Plutoid, that usually orbits past the orbit of Neptune. What is the planetary composition of Pluto? Pluto's composition is unknown, and it is probably made up of about 70% rock and 30% water. This is determined from the density calculations. Pluto's density is about 2000 kilogram per meter cube. There may be methane, ice together with frozen nitrogen, and carbon dioxide on the cloud rocky surface. And what is the atmosphere of Pluto? Not much is known but about Pluto's atmosphere. It is probably mostly nitrogen with a little carbon monoxide and methane. Definitely not breathable by humans, and the atmospheric pressure is probably very low in this planet. The atmosphere forms when Pluto is closest to the sun and the frozen methane is vaporized by solar heat. When it is farther from the sun, the methane freezes again. From Pluto, the sky would appear black, and even when the sun, the size of a star, is up. Inside Pluto, Pluto consists of three layers, which is crust, ice mantle, and rocky core. First is crust. Crust consists of rocky surface covered with methane, nitrogen, and carbon dioxide ice. The ice mantle consists of rock and water ice, and rocky core consists of some water ice within core. Now, at last, I will talk about the differences between Earth and other planets. The biggest difference between Earth and the rest of planets is that the Earth is the green zone and it gives the probability to live and survive easily on Earth as compared to other planets. And the green zone is basically a range of distances from the sun where liquid water can exist. If any planet on the solar system is too much closer to the sun, then water would vaporize. And if the planet is too much far from the sun, then it would freeze the water. Therefore, being in the right position is all very important. And luckily, the earth is just in the right spot. Earth is the best planet for human life, and as it has all three forms of water that are ice, liquid, and snow. It has also an atmosphere that protects humans from worst of the sun, and it is the perfect distance away from the sun to maintain life. These are the three differences between Earth and other planets. Earth have wide range of water in many liters, and other planets have less water as compared to Earth. And Earth have many living things for like humans, animals and plants can live on Earth, but other planets have no living things. And Earth have four seasons only in some places, and other planets have few seasons. That's all from my side. And these are the references between from which I take the material to form presentation. Thank you.